Hey everybody, welcome to Chartbox Reviews. I'm Stan with my lovely wife Tanya here again. We're doing a spoiler-free review first on Hobbs and Shaw, the first kind of, sort of
Spin-off, yeah.
spin-off kind of deal. And yeah, we were lucky enough to get invited,
Yeah,
or
VIP events,
like yeah,
which was awesome. They had
in Lou's
cars and
event cinemas. Like yeah, we jammed it all up on our Instagram and
yeah,
everything. You can check it out and stuff. Like yeah, it was a pretty fun night and stuff, and pretty much I think that this was everything we were expecting.
yeah.
Nice, good old fashioned, gritty grunt style action.
Kind of going back to basics a little bit, but keeping the humor and
Yeah,
upping the ante.
and like it's. I think you could call this a standalone sort of feel
Yeah.
to it. Like they don't need like because the Fast and Furious franchise has gotten like over exaggerated, like in the last few movies to the point where it's
Hmm.
like, oh, it's not about the racing anymore. It's about the spy world and stuff.
Yeah.
This takes it to another level.
Yes.
Um, yeah, so we've got Jason Statham and The
The
Rock, Dwayne
Rock.
Johnson.
Vanessa Kirby as well. I
Yeah,
mean,
and
she's
she's
just
stunning
gorgeous.
as. Yeah, she's from what
The
Crown?
Crown,
She was in the
Mission
latest in
Impossible.
Mission
Yeah.
Impossible. Yeah, and
So many.
I think yeah, she did a pretty good job like with both of them and stuff. But I think
Yes.
the main thing is just the chemistry between Statham and Johnson is like pretty good.
Amazing.
Like
They just have such good, connection
banter.
and banter. Yeah.
Yeah, and like as like you can tell like a bunch of the action around them is CGI and stuff. Some of the
Yes.
fight scenes and stuff, I like those like intense kind of
The hand-to-hand
fist on
stuff. Yeah.
fist like fighting and stuff was really cool. I think Idris Elba, I like him as a bad guy. I'm sorry, I just think
He
like
does a really good job.
I think like Star Trek Beyond, like yeah, he was in the makeup and the costume and everything, but yeah, like just at the end of Star Trek, when you do kind of see him as like I was born into war, like seeing him
Mm.
tap into this charming kind of witty sort of like character. I think it fits him. He fit in pretty well with it and stuff.
Yeah.
But you just in the back of your head, you can't help but think like this all started with like Vin Diesel and Paul Walker
Yeah.
street racing. Now it's like a world full of like super soldiers and
Mm.
yes,
Espionage.
spy stuff going
Next minute
on.
they're in space.
Yeah, like that's where Fast and Furious can go next. The Rock literally pushed a torpedo launched from a sub. Like, what was next? He's going to look at the torpedo. The torpedo's like, I don't want to. I'll go back to
He'll
the
just wink at
sub.
the
And it was
torpedo.
like, get back to your sub.
No, he would just wink at it and it would just explode.
But like, yeah, I think yeah, him and Statham, like, I can't help but feel like it's got a little bit of a Riggs and Murtaugh kind of feel from Lethal Weapon,
Yeah.
but both of them are Riggs,
Mm.
and yeah,
I
just
always find like this one is just more grounded. They do,
grounded
well,
compared to the others. Yeah, I know what you mean.
but
I know what
if
you talk
The
about.
Rock takes you back to his home, I mean that's in the trailer. You get to see, Samoa. You get to see his roots, and it's good to see Samoa put on the map and The Rock kind of forefront, with his brothers.
He's like he likes to keep it in house a
Yeah,
lot and
that's what I
stuff.
really
So
enjoyed. It was just the grounding nature of him taking it back to his home.
yeah, and plus too, like yes, you do see certain cameos of characters in there and stuff and different people that you're like, oh, hey, like why they put
Yeah,
them in there?
no, it
But
was awesome.
it's just
To see
funny,
them.
like seeing all that kind of stuff. But yeah, apart from that, I can't think of like anything without spoiling it.
Yes,
Like, but pretty much, yeah, this is a cinema movie. You can see this, on video, but it's preferred in surround sound and like
yeah.
the IMAX helps
The
as
music
well.
was really good. I found as well.
Yeah, the music did suit the tone they were going
Yeah,
for and stuff. But I just like,
I like hip hop.
yeah, I can't help but like kind of feel like, yeah, you could go into this without seeing the other Fast and Furious movies.
Yeah, I mean, they do make reference to when Hobbs and Shaw worked together, I think, in the last Fast and
Yeah.
Furious. So maybe from about 4 years ago when the Rocks joined. Maybe, but you could just definitely go in cold and not have to see any of them. I think there was a lady in front of me who hadn't seen any of them except for number one.
This was more fun for me.
Yeah.
I think it didn't have, like, no disrespect to Vin Diesel, but it didn't have him doing the I'm so serious and I'm unbeatable and stuff. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, all right, whatever. But yeah, I think Idris Elba
Yeah.
for me had like a nice kind of compared to all the other, antagonists
Baddies,
they
yeah.
had to go up against. And I don't even think like you could call Idris Elba's character a baddie.
No, he's just Black Superman. He's
Yeah,
awesome.
just stuff like that. That was really cool. And like the tech, like, they try to go
Yes.
with, it's
I mean,
sort
it
of
makes sense with how the world's kind of progressed a bit.
futuristic warfare versus,
Yeah, old school.
old school
That's
and
exactly
stuff.
what this movie is.
That's kind of the tone of it. But yeah, is there anything else before we get into spoilers?
No, let's spoil it.
All right, so check out our spoilers coming up in our next video, which will be up, after this.